first off gonna apologise for how long this video is gonna be. I don't know how long exactly it is, but it is gonna be pretty long, so I apologise in advance for that. But anyway, last night on Instagram I came out as gender fluid, which is a pretty big thing. And I understand that it is quite a complicated thing to get your head around. Like, even for me experiencing it, it's a very complicated thing, so it's obviously going to be confusing and complicated to people that don't know me, or even to people that do know me, because it's kind of a new thing, and I think that this sort of topic isn't really spoken about at all. Like, I didn't even know what gender fluid was until I found out that I was gender fluid, so, you know, I don't expect, like, really anyone to understand, like, kind of what it is, so that's kind of what I'm just gonna be explaining now. So I asked on Instagram what you kind of wanted me to cover, so I kind of made a few notes. So if I'm looking at my phone quite a lot, that's why. Just to help you get some more understanding. But obviously I don't expect anyone to understand straight away. Like, it's been like 3 or 4 months and I don't understand completely, so it's cool. Like, it's, oh my god, that's a butterfly. It's cool, like, I won't take any offence if you don't understand, like, but I just wanted to make this video so it's a little bit clearer for everyone. What does being gender fluid mean? For me, being gender fluid means that I change almost every day. Sometimes it does last for longer periods of time, where I go from being a girl, then I could go and feel like a boy. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a gender at all, and sometimes I feel like both genders at the same time. When I say that I feel like I have no gender at all, it's kind of hard to explain, like, how and why I feel like that, because I don't really think that you can truly understand, like, what that means unless you experience it yourself. Like, all I can really say is that sometimes I just don't feel like I fit into either category. So that's probably as best as I can explain it. Expressing how and what you are feeling on each day kind of varies for every person. For me, it's my appearance that kind of gets it across, and that's how I feel more comfortable. So when I feel more masculine, I like to wear guys' clothes. Like today I'm wearing more masculine clothes because that's how I'm feeling today. So I've been out to Primark and I bought some t-shirts from the guys section, even though that's not really any difference, but whatever. And like on more feminine days I will wear, like, my style of clothing is kind of neutral anyway, but I guess it's more like the colour scheme. Like, if I'm feeling more feminine, my clothes will have more girly colours than on a more masculine day. When I feel no gender at all, I kind of just pick whatever out of the closet without really paying much attention to it. Whereas when I'm feeling more feminine or masculine, I will, like, go more towards one style of clothing. And when I'm feeling both, it's more like the makeup and stuff. Like, I'll wear the masculine clothing, but then I'll also put the makeup on. So when I'm feeling, you can kind of tell what I'm feeling when. So basically, if I'm feeling more feminine, I will obviously wear more feminine clothing, but I will also do my makeup. If I'm feeling more masculine, I will wear more masculine clothes and no makeup. If I'm feeling nothing, then it's kind of more hard to tell, even for myself, because I'm kind of just all over the place. Like, only I can really understand that, like, how I'm feeling. Like, you can't really just look at me and be like, oh, she's feeling agender today. Like, I don't think that would really be easy. And then, as I just said, when I'm feeling both, I will wear the masculine clothes, but I will wear makeup. But that, for me, being both genders at the same time is the most confusing for me, because I always kind of forget that that's a thing. Like, the other day I was having a day where I really wanted to wear makeup, but at the same time I felt pretty masculine, and I kept on telling myself, like, you can just be both, like, that's fine. But part of me was just like, oh no, you have to choose one, and it was pretty confusing. But I think in the end I did convince myself to be both. Like, that's just the hardest one for me, because it's kind of getting to grips with it and like understanding it all and everything. How it affects me, it doesn't really affect me anymore now that I've kind of experienced it for quite a bit of time, like 3 or 4 months. It's a fairly long time, I guess. At first it was the most confusing thing in the whole entire world for me. Like, it kind of came around at a bad time, because I was struggling quite a bit with like mental health and stuff, but I was also starting my GCSEs. I actually I started getting these feelings shortly after, well, actually no, it was about a month before I started my GCSEs, and I came out for the first time the day after my first exam, and it was quite difficult because I didn't really know what was going on, and I didn't really feel like I had anyone to talk to about it. And thankfully I had been talking to my favourite teacher for a few, like about a month or something, I don't know, I can't remember. So I did have like him to talk to, and I felt like I could trust him and everything. But apart from that, I literally had like no clue what to do, and it was pretty tough. But he was very helpful. Obviously going to a teacher about something like this isn't easy, because like, you know that they probably have no experience with it, and they probably have no idea what the hell it is either, or like what the hell's going on, and they don't really like have any information either. They don't really have any like advice to give you. So like, he went and spoke to the deputy head of our school, who was like the safeguarding teacher, and got me to email her and arrange a meeting with her, which was good, because we kind of just spoke about it. She'd done, because obviously my favourite teacher had gone into like a little bit of detail of what I'd told him was going on, so she kind of had a little bit of like background information. So we kind of just spoke for a bit. I kind of like explained again how I was feeling and like kind of what was going on, and she'd got some information up, and that was pretty helpful. The first lot of information she gave me wasn't as helpful, so I had to go back for another meeting to get some more information. But that second lot of information was definitely a lot more helpful, because there's not really anything on the internet about this sort of stuff. Like, even now trying to find stuff to like give my parents is being difficult, because there's nothing like really about it. Like, no one really knows what it is, to be honest, and just this sort of stuff really just isn't spoken about enough at all. Like, I just think more people, like, this topic in general just needs to be spoken about more. So obviously I told my favourite teacher, who then told the deputy head of our school, and then he also told me that I should tell my counsellor, because obviously he knew that I had a counsellor. So I told her, and I don't know, I didn't really have the best experience with her, I guess. Like, she didn't really understand what I was kind of getting at, which again I understand, and it's acceptable, but she kind of didn't really go the right way about it. We were kind of like talking about it in a few sessions, and she was just like, oh, maybe this is your way of like rebelling because you want to be like, these weren't her exact words, but what she was getting at is that I want to be like a lazy boy, because she was just like, oh, I know what boys are like my son is so messy and stuff, and maybe that's what you're trying to get at. And it's just like, are you seriously going there? Like, I am not rebelling against anything. I don't even know what she was trying to say. What am I rebelling against? My brain? It's ridiculous. And then she was just like, oh, it's probably just a phase. It's just like, well, yeah, fair enough, it could be just a phase, but I don't know. Like, I'm not a fortune teller. I can't read into the future about how long this is gonna last, or if it's gonna last, you know. So that was kind of annoying. When I came out to Alice and Leah, I actually told Alice at school, because I didn't really know where else to say. Back when I came out to Fave, I had just said that I was like questioning my gender identity, because I didn't really understand this whole thing. Like, I thought there was just transgender and that was it. Like, I didn't understand there were all these more labels out there, because when you do your research, there are so many more labels out there. And it's very confusing, but, you know, I got there in the end. But by the time I'd come out to Alice and Leah, I had thought that I was bigender, because at first I'd only really been having the changing between male and female, but as time went on, I had been feeling more agender, and sometimes both. Like, that's kind of not as common as the other three, but it still did happen. So after a few weeks, I think I was just talking to Alice about it, and I was kind of just like, oh yeah, I don't really think I'm bigender, I think I could possibly be gender fluid. And Alice agreed with me, like, just from what I was like saying, that I kind of felt like I was more agender and both as well at the same time. So, but I do definitely think that is what I am, so that's alright. Like, I'm kind of glad that I figured it out now. It doesn't really affect me anymore, because, like, now I've kind of told more or less everyone that needs to know, really. Like, I still have my brother to tell, which I'm kind of, like, umming and ahhing about. Like, I just don't know how I would tell him or anything, and that's just, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm sure I will at some point. And obviously, like, the only reason I kind of told my favourite teacher was because I didn't really have anyone else to talk to. Like, he didn't really need to know, but you know when you just talk to a teacher because you like confide in them and stuff, like I talk to him about other stuff anyway, so it's not really a big deal for me. But yeah, for me, I kind of just take each day as it comes. Like, you can't really think too far ahead into this sort of stuff because it changes so much. Like, well, for me anyway, like I know for other people it doesn't change as often. It lasts, like how you're feeling lasts for a lot longer periods of time, but for me it changes more or less every day. Yeah, you just can't really like think too much about it. You've kind of just got to take each day as it comes and just roll with it. That's all I do. I literally am just like, okay, I'm feeling like a boy today. Like for the past like 3 days. Well, actually not the past 2 days because I was ill and I kind of didn't really care about anything. But before that, like the past 3 days, I'd been doing all my makeup and stuff and I felt really feminine. But now it's changed. Like, that's just how quickly it changes. Like, you just can't predict anything. Although some days, it has happened before where I'm just like, I kind of know I'm going out somewhere and I'm just like, okay, I want to dress masculine on that day. But it might change, like when that day actually comes, it might be like, oh, I'm actually feeling feminine this day, I'm going to dress feminine. But sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, I am feeling masculine, I will carry on dressing masculine. Like, it's kind of weird how it works, but you know, whatever. That's just how it works.